The program tonight and reaches directly into the president's inner circle, touching his closest advisors, his oldest supporters, even members of his own family. Major developments involving son-in-law Jared Kushner, as well as Russia Attorney General Jeff Sessions in Russia, former campaign co-chair Sam Clovis and Russia, and of course the president himself, his own actions lately and his own state of mind. There's breaking news as well on what people think of it all. There's new polling from the Washington Post and ABC News showing 58% approval for special counsel Robert Mueller's investigation. And on the question of whether they believe or suspect President Trump committed a crime, more people by a slim margin, 49 to 44%, say yes. We'll have more on all of that. Evan Perez on the Kushner'S story shortly, and right now CNN's Manu Raju on Carter Page's closed-door congressional testimony today about campaign contact with Russia. And it puts new scrutiny on what the man who's now the highest-ranking law enforcement official in the land, Jeff Sessions, told Congress under oath about campaign contact with Russia. So, Manu, let's begin with you. What did Carter Page say in his testimony today?
Well, for more than 6.5 hours, Anderson, Carter Page went behind closed doors with the House Intelligence Committee and talked about a whole wide range of issues. And one thing that he was asked about was this July 2016 trip that he took to Moscow. And the question came, well, who in the campaign knew about this? And when that question came forward, he informed the committee under oath that Jeff Sessions, then the senator from Alabama and a top campaign surrogate, in fact, knew about it. He said that he mentioned to him at a private dinner with other people who were involved on the Trump national security team. He told him, in Carter Page's words, in passing about this trip that he planned to take to Moscow. Now, Carter Page said it was not related to the campaign. It was simply just for him to go overseas and to deliver a speech overseas in Russia. Now, why this is significant is because Jeff Sessions, on a number of different occasions, has been asked about his connections with Russia, any contacts he had with Russia, whether he was aware of anyone who was involved in working with Russia during the campaign, a whole slew of questions during testimony on Capitol Hill. And every single time he either said he did not recall or he said, no, it didn't happen. He was even asked at a June hearing before the Senate Intelligence Committee by Joe Manchin directly about Carter Page and whether he was aware of whether or not Carter Page actually had met with Russian officials. He said he did not know. So questions about whether or not Sessions should have disclosed this meeting, even if it were just in passing, Anderson.
What's the Justice Department saying about it?
Well, tonight they're not commenting, Anderson, but Mike Conaway, who's the top Republican on the House Intelligence Committee Russia investigation, told me that, he didn't think that it was too problematic for Jeff Sessions. He said he didn't see anything sinister here. He said that perhaps it's understandable that Jeff Sessions was not aware of this. Now, one source who's familiar with the meeting said that they did have an interaction at that meeting. They confirmed that. They said that it actually occurred towards the end of the meeting when Carter Page approached Jeff Sessions. And Page himself told me this was the one and only interaction that they ever had during the campaign season. But he did confirm that he did mention that he was planning to take this trip the next month to Moscow. Anderson.
This is on top of renewed scrutiny from members of Congress over Jeff Sessions' testimony by George Papadopoulos, correct?
Yeah, that's right, because in those court papers that were unsealed earlier this week, George Papadopoulos had actually proposed a meeting in March of 2016, a meeting between President Vladimir Putin and then candidate Donald Trump. Now, at that meeting where Papadopoulos made this